No funny stuff with that boost pack.
This story could be my big... Hey, that's great! That's why stories like this one are so important. If people... I can't thank you enough for helping me out. I'll send you a copy of this...
Should you find yourself in need, welcome to our life.
A medical problem Talia can't solve. I never thought I'd see the day. How can I help?
Sick children? Well, we can't have that. I'd be happy to help. Let's see. A stomach bug. I've treated plenty of those. I keep extensive notes. I'm sure I have something that can help. Ah, yes, here we go. This should do the trick. I've uploaded some of my notes on common stomach issues in pediatric patients to this slate. Please, pass it on to Talia. She can keep it. And give her my best, will you? I hope everything works out for those kids. Welcome to our life.
Well, you've certainly come to...
Take care of yourself.
Then I realize my tank's sprung a leak. I'm stuck.
You're not suggesting.
Ptolemy 2, Terramorph Heaven. So, I sat down, grabbed the highest caliber weapon I've got, and start walking. Boom.
If that had actually happened, you wouldn't be standing here.
No lie. Hell, you're welcome to go ask around the Marine outpost I stumbled into. They're the only reason I'm still breathing.
Set foot on that death trap. I think I'll just take your word for it.
Look, if you're selling something, no thanks.
Wen really keeps the district I'm on tax to... See ya.
Ah, well, isn't this a pleasant... I hadn't expected to run into... Indeed I am. The success of my previous venture, with which you so kindly assisted, has been brought to the attention of Mast. There is growing concern. Oh my. A bit of an unintentional pun, isn't that? Well, concern that things are going to get worse. The data we gathered points to a definitive trend. The vibrations coming from this tree are increasing in strength and frequency. Because we've never seen this before, not on this scale, we have absolutely no idea what the upper limit is. We don't know when or even if this will stop. It's imperceptible by normal human standards now, but given time... While I hesitate to speculate on the possibilities, well, none of them are good. I am attempting to formulate one, yes. But until I have all of the relevant information, it is impossible to do so. There is data regarding other, younger members of the species. Unfortunately, there are some, shall we say, personal issues with acquiring it. Personnel issues, if you understand me. What? No, that is ridiculous. I am a professional. One of the other researchers in Mast, Emilio Hadek, has research I believe could be vital to my work here. He and I don't see eye to eye, and so far he's refused to turn it over to me. I'm hoping that if someone else were to ask, he might be more inclined to relinquish it. What do you say? Oh, thank you.
Working at the distribution center.
Mind your step. Important research happening here. Could you stand a little to the left? What? You've got to be kidding me. Is he seriously that desperate? No. No way. Kelton is actively ruining my career. There's no chance that I'm helping him with anything. Whatever this thing is he's on about, he's just doing it to make himself look good with the higher-ups. I'm not helping him with that. Yeah, that's all very Okay, you know what? But I'm only going to do so after you... Wait, really? I've gotten a few bad performance evaluations. I found a backdoor into the Mast network so I could make some changes to my personnel file. But it turns out the chief engineer knows what she's... The only way to get access is from the terminal in her apartment, which is kind of locked. From where I'm standing... I'm not a bad guy, Okay, look. If you do this for me, I can make it worth your while. You delete that data, I get promoted, I'm pulling in a bigger salary. I can compensate. I'll throw in some extra credits for you, okay? A nice little bonus. But first, you need to get into the chief engineer's apartment. Oh, good. Listen, this will be good for the both of us. Just get in, access her terminal, delete the... Oh, don't worry about it. It's just... most of it is fun. I get a chance to keep doing the... Best of luck out there.
Kill for a cup of coffee right about now.
Your first day tomorrow?
Yeah, I officially passed my test.
A ship like yours has scary written all over it.
At least you're a distraction from work. You have some good news for me? They sure are. I took a peek on the network, saw the things you came through for me, so now I'll do the same for you. And because I am a man of my word.
I've met so many interesting people.
If we keep running into each other like this, you might as well be put on the masked payroll. I hope you have the... If it's all the same to you, I'd prefer to go on. I'm sorry if this was complicated. I'd prefer to remain unaware of the details in the event that... And I suppose I'd better verify the data to make sure. But you have once again come through for me. I'm truly... That is hardly reassuring. Thank you for your... Again, don't tell me how you got this slate from Amelia.
Currently zoned as residential are seeking to allow home-based business. Several areas currently zoned as residential are seeking to allow home-based
need patching up. We'll see what we... I've got limited resources, but I trade... Really? Let's see. Ah, this is perfect. I knew Dr. Lebedev would have what I needed. I'll have this solved in no time with these notes for reference. Thank you so much, dear. Really. I couldn't have done this without you.
I'm telling you, it's a cover. They don't want us to...
I totally understand the mask has
They said they were going to bring someone on to help out.
It takes a strong mind and a...
Shh! Are you crazy?
Oh, get off your high horse. I didn't trick you. What do you have to complain about? You're getting paid? Everything went smoothly. No one got hurt. It's all part of the game, my friend. It pays to get your hands a little bit, but I digress. Thank you for your discretion. Now that our little... Goodbye.
Seems like the Crimson Fleet is everywhere these days.
Want to challenge your instincts and hope. Those corporate skills. Ryujin is hiring the best and brightest of today.
Thank you again for getting the data from him. I couldn't have gotten this slate without your help. I need the data on this slate could...
very well be crucial. Lives could be at stake.
Galbank representative.
Crime has... How can I help you, Captain? Yep. Something just came in. Security on site handled it, but now one of them is saying... Problem is, he left without identifying the pup, so I need you to talk to Royce Elgin at the Dawn's Roost. See? Good. See you later, Captain.
I do hope you are enjoying your time.
A most unfortunate incident. Complicated. While I wasn't privy to the entire argument, Hugo and Octavio have been dining here together. So, it was surprising. I assume that would be the slender gentleman, Hugo Fournier. He was the one who excused himself after UC security arrived. I believe he lives in Athena Tower, although he may be checking out soon.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, hello. Oh, I can't believe that, Octavio. Yes, the man who... Wait, what? He's accusing me of theft? The nerve of that Lothario! 5 years we were together, half a decade! And he threw it all away for that waiter! It was supposed to be a romantic dinner. Our last, before we planned. But an hour before, I decided to do some cleaning. I picked up a pair of pants he left on the floor, and out falls a napkin from the Dawn's Roost with a number written on. To think he had the audacity to schedule a date with me at the same restaurant? I was livid! Still, I went to the date and held it together just long enough for the waiter to serve us, then I went off! Not just dating, betrothed. And I have the engagement ring to prove it. He would say that, but he gifted it to... I'm glad you could see reason. This ring... maybe...
That is some story. And something to...
Captain. Ah, if it isn't my... Ah, perfect. Ugh. Really? I should have known this was a waste of time the moment I laid eyes on that. Without saying names, there are some people in this city who treat us... But you know how it goes. Sometimes we protect, other times we serve. Here, take this.
To limp back here at all. Pull it for leeches, get it fixed up, and let her know we'll have it ready as soon as we can. Ah, you are new probationary then? Crew Chief Herat. Pleasure to be working. It's my job to make sure all you rocket jockeys are ready for it. Now, Manifest says we're fitting... In addition to the standard issue welcome kit, all probationary... Med packs, some small arms, couple spare ship parts, all the essentials in case of any surprise. My people will have everything on your ship before you lift off. Boney... So, pay. Nice easy one for your first job. Just keep... Any questions before you... Then I won't keep. Make us look good out there.
I hope you're not hauling anything illegal. I don't want to get arrested.
Seeing the stars from space always gives me goosebumps.
mark on whatever it is you're flying. And we're done. Enjoy New Homestead. Welcome to New Homestead. Please make your way to the building at the end of the path and down into the colony below. Stay safe and enjoy your visit. The people here live a simple life. Try not to complicate it.
I can't imagine living here. These people sure are hardy.
Lots of history here, if you're into that sort of thing.
I'm learning so much here.
Hello there. Welcome to the new... Sadly, we're out of the special sauce. I know. So, if I'm completely honest, and I just know, I've been in contact with some of the other restaurants out there, and they'll give me some, but they say... Wait, for real? Oh, yeah, right. I actually just got a message back from another Chunks before you got here, and they got a case ready to go. Just tell them you're there to pick it up for me, and it should be good.
Thanks. Welcome to Chunks, home of the...
Off-worlders always ask how I can live here.
Very informative. I didn't know about the methane harvesters before coming here.
The, Brown Horse Tavern, was it, huh? The food was better than I expected from a backwoods
I don't
planet
mind the
like
tourists.
this.
They help the
It
local
has
economy.
a quaint charm, doesn't it?
Just like the rest of New Homestead.
Well, I hope you'll come back and see us again sometime. And I hope you'll consider another Starfield tour. Tell your friends.
I will. Thanks again.
Excuse me, Bill. You've got to do a better job of keeping your tour groups out of trouble.
What do you mean?
That little boy almost wound up on my operating table. Claudio said he was playing with some of the machinery down by the mines and nearly got his arm stuck inside. It could have been ripped off.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, kids, little troublemakers. I'll tell the guests to be more careful.
Damn right. You've got to do something, or else next time it happens, I'm billing you personally.
Yeesh. Why, hello there! I'm Bill Starsab of Starsab. For instance, did you know that New Homestead was one of the first colonies established outside of Earth? Yes, sirree, and that's not science fiction. So what do you say? I've got an opening. I could take on. Excellent! You won't Now there's just the matter of price. The go. Well. That's okay? Well, I don't usually do exposure. Tell you what, I like you. This one's on the house, but if you enjoyed the tour, I'd really appreciate it. So let's get this. All right, so this is New Homestead's main concourse. This underground area didn't exist when the original outpost, Titan Astro Base, was finished in 2130. Follow me. We'll come back here by the end of the tour and talk about the museum collection. But first, let's go see where people live.
There are times I envy those who are Hello there. Wonderful. There isn't. If you have any questions.
They transitioned down here when this section of the base.
When our early. Now, for instance, I tell stories, although my.
Which are inaccessible to
Take
tours.
care.
I'll stop at each of our destinations if you want to look around, or if you have any questions for me.
Ah! I have so much energy. I want to run around.
Have any questions so far? Alrighty. We'll be taking the residential elevator to the farms area on the surface level. This way, please. Let's leave these good people alone for now and go check out the farms. Follow me up the elevator.
Great. Maybe. Anyway. I don't. And on top of it, actually, maybe there is. So I bought a realistic monster costume. The plan was to whip. I figure that. Oh, good. Here's the costume. I think this will work best on the surface. So just find a group and run up to them. With any luck, they'll run screaming and book. Don't be afraid to do whatever you can to make that monster feel extra. Of course. Just... Stay safe.
I can't wait to go away on my learning day.
I could really go for some of Anya's cooking over at the Brown Horse.
New Homestead's farms are the beating heart of the colony. Without them, the original
We Titans are
outpost
hardy
would have
people.
shriveled and died.
You'd have to be to live in a place
These
like
pods
this.
are sealed and climate controlled. The perfect environment for growing the hydro.
We get a lot of tourists out this way, but most of them aren't so bold as... So what can I do for you? Well, for one, it's my wife Mara's farm. It's been in her family for generations. Not like that processed junk. From what I know about farming, and we need to be extra careful, then it's just a matter of artificial... No worries.
Do you come from one of those planets with beautiful skies and fresh air? My, how I'd love to visit one day. Ah, someone new. Well, there's lots to... I'm fascinated by the other... Oh, wonderful. What's New Atlantis like? Oh my, that sounds incredible. We hear about it, of course, but I wonder if I can convince... Do you mind if I ask you another? Thanks. I promise not to... Is the Freestar Collective as... Really? That's a... Do people really just take the law into their own hands? Gosh, I'm sorry, you don't... Is it okay if I change... Oh, thank you. Are there really planets full of plants, fresh... I've read about them. I've only ever known Titan. I've always dreamed of visiting one. Can I ask you something else? Thanks. I promise not... Is space travel as exciting? Well, you've convinced me that I simply... Most of us here have never left the surface of New Homestead. Those are all the questions I have at the moment.
You get used to the methane processing smell after a while.
Sure would be nice to get off-world sometime.
Any questions about the phone? Onward it is! But for now, it's just a short... So, the old biolabs are just on the other side of this building, believe it or not. We'll step on through the hallway there.
The elders say
Use
they're
anymore,
preserving...
but the colony has faithfully recreated them as a historical exhibit, true to the original purpose of the Titan Astro Base.
We used to get more tourists than we do these days.
Renovation. Otherwise, there'd be interactive activities for kids to learn about how they used to search for microbial life here.
Wow, that's some costume you got there.
Welcome to New Homestead.
Pardon the dust, but I can still answer some questions. Sure thing. Keep in mind the Biolabs exhibit is closed for visitors, but...
We take vandalism seriously here. You don't mess with history.
Aren't you the little busybody?
Get out of my face.
I don't think you're... Are you that gullible? Everyone has a... How are you gonna take...
Violence imminent.
See officer down! Watch out for crossfire!
Hope you're not looking to cause any trouble.
Do you have a spaceship?
Did you scare off those tourists yet?
They're so cool.
See, sometimes silly. I'm just happy I tell you what.
It's a little weird that people come here.
Pardon the dust. You got it, Antoine. Next, we'll be heading outside, so make sure to check. Those seals on your suit because it's a bit chilly out there. We're going out into the frozen wastes of Titan to see what powers this planet. Watch your step outside, by the way. The ice can be slippery if you're not careful. The goal is to keep people out of Dr. Lakota's infirmary.
Anyway, where were we? Oh, yes. Powering new Homestead. As you might imagine, generating energy was a real challenge back in the day because the technology was much more crude then. But crude or not, it was that technology that sustained the old Astro base. And it might surprise you to learn that the same technology is still working today. The interesting thing about this old colony is that it's mostly powered by clean, renewable energy. You'll see one of the methods used on the horizon up ahead. That's right, New Homestead's famous wind farm. This spot was chosen for the colony in part because of its constant winds. These turbines have been integral to the colony's function since its establishment as a cheap, mostly reliable source of electricity. So, let's talk about... You're the boss! Moving right along, we're going to learn about Titan's great natural resources. Titan is rich with hydrocarbons like methane and... Nasty bite, though. Wound up in the hospital and almost lost my hand. Still not enough for her to get rid of the dang thing. Anyway, there's a reason she's my ex-wife. But enough about me. We were talking about methane and other resources, right? believe it? Back in the 20th century on Earth, they used to fight wars over natural resources like this and petroleum. They had this whole moon here basically made of hydrocarbons in their own backyard. They just couldn't get to it. Incredible how far we've come. New Homestead is home to one of the oldest and largest methane processing plants in the settled system. Every year, UC engineers go through a painstaking, month-long maintenance process. That's how this place has remained operational as long as it has. I'm not going to take you too close to the machinery, liability and all, but I can still answer questions. Questions? It's not as if they shut down for a month. It's not. See, this place, during that time... Okie dokie, artichokey. So, this next stop is a bit of an interesting one. I only recently made it part of the tour. Fun fact, it's also the only natural landmark on the tour. What we're about to see is a glacial spire we affectionately call Ymir's Horn. This colus used to be named after a character in a popular fantasy novel, but it was changed a couple hundred years ago to avoid any potential litigation. Now, what's a colus, you might say? Colus derives from the Latin word for hill, and scientists only gave names to groups of hills on a planet's surface. So in reality, the term you hear more often is the plural, coles, with an E. You probably don't hear it very often where you're from, because it was usually a term reserved for unexplored planets, back when they didn't have the technology to describe what they were seeing firsthand. Because of that, the term is much more common in the Sol system, but you may still hear it occasionally in reference to uncharted worlds. This planet's full of them, though, and they like to preserve that history here. So here it is. Just be careful. So here it is, Ymir's Horn. You're free to take a closer. Excellent. On to the next stop then. So, we're gonna head back inside through the methane processing plant. Try not to touch anything on your way. We want to make sure to respect Dr. Lakota's wishes to be safer around here. That brings me to another point. You'll notice the people around here have last names related to where their families originated from on Earth, as a way to remember the past. The museum curator, Maurice Leon, has more information about that if you're interested. You can find him inside the main concourse. Loves talking about it. You'll find most of the locals here are very friendly to tourists like yourself. Tourism is a major draw to this colony these days, and I respect that. Most of them are happy to talk at length about what they do here. Their rugged lifestyle is a point of pride for a lot of these folks.
Those folks in Sidonia may be closer to Earth, but we do a better job preserving its traditions.
If you need
This
medical
area we're
attention,
walking
see
through
Dr.
is the
Lafayette.
nerve center of the plant, where technicians keep an eye on the operation. Since methane production is such an important part of the colony's livelihood, it's
Always
important
nice
that
seeing
the
a new
techs notice
face.
any issues and react to them quickly. Anyway, we're headed into the ice mines. It's a natural spring where water bubbles up from deep below, but due to the cold, it keeps freezing as it reaches the surface.
Another tourist come to learn about the ice mines, huh? It's dangerous in the ice mines. I'd much rather answer your questions than have you going off to explore on your own. I'm surprised I still get this question. It's slippery, it's sharp, it can break, it can cave in. Those are just the obvious examples. Titan is also full of methane, which can sometimes be trapped under the ice. As you know, methane can also... so you can relate. Let's get it. If I might ask... I see. We used to do more traditional mining like that here, but it made much more sense to do it off-world since it takes... We mostly export methane and other natural... Anyway, I'm sure we could swap mine and storage. Be careful out there.
What else can I tell you? Sounds good! We have just one more stop before we're done with the tour, and it just happens to be my favorite! This colony is home to the longest-running establishment still in existence, the Brown Horse Tavern! The Brown Horse started as a simple mess hall for the scientists and workers when the underground was built, but it's been operated by the same family ever since. Now, what's a horse, you might say? They were a large four-legged animal on Earth, often used for transportation or manual labor. Long before space travel was even a dream for the folks of Earth, even before antique machines like automobiles were possible, horses could be found everywhere. You might have seen them in old movies or read about them somewhere. If not, I highly
Lots
recommend
of
looking
history
into them
here,
sometime.
if you're into that
They're
sort of thing.
beautiful animals. The taverns... original owner was infatuated with them, from what I understand, and named the place in their honor. The moniker, Brown Horse Tavern, is also a throwback to names of similar Earth restaurants hundreds of years before it was established. That delicious smell is making me hungry. Can I answer anything about the Brown Horse? Okay then. All right, we're headed to the last stop, right back where we began. Feel free to check out the museum exhibit in the main concourse here. These displays are full of rare Earth trinkets salvaged from before humanity left, and Maurice is happy to talk about the collection. The museum's curator, Maurice, will be happy to talk to you if you want to know more.
I should have expected that.
Well, that's that. I hope you enjoyed Starsap tours as much as I enjoy giving them. You're welcome, and thank you for... Take care.